Hey, everybody. Is hope a dangerous thing? Is hope a dangerous thing? I think it was made popular by the Shawshank Redemption, in which hope was presented as a dangerous thing because, men hope they can escape or get released one day and they're never going to be. So that it'll drive a man insane. I was on my Facebook page earlier today and I had posted an update. I post about hope on Facebook on a regular basis. I think it is the most important thing that a person can have in their life. I think hope is the antidote to despair. I'm passionate about hope. I really, really am. And so I've been trying to find ways to generate feeling and emotion and then tie that to hope. So today I had talked about, you get up early, it's still dark outside, you want nothing more, you're so exhausted, you'd love to go back to bed, but you can't. So you pour a cup of coffee, you sit in your favorite chair, and you take a sip. That feeling when that first sip of coffee hits your soul, that's what hope feels like. And I think that's true. There's nothing better than the first sip of coffee every day. I wish every sip was like that, but it's not. Well, a gentleman on my Facebook page commented with that quote, hope is a dangerous thing. And this is someone that I know and love very much. And I said, I would love to hear more about that because that is something that I would never say. So I'm curious. And he responded with a couple of examples, and I'm going to read them to you. A couple of examples about why hope was a dangerous thing. He said, here's a quick example. When the boss says, hang in there, it will get better, but it doesn't. Ever. Ever is all in caps. He said, that is dangerous hope. So let's think about that for a minute. Let me read you the second one. He said, when you look behind you and the landscape is strewn with the fallen bodies of former coworkers, you hope, all in caps, to join them, but you never do because you were taught to persevere. And there's so much here. There is so much here. My response to those two things was, I get it, and that sounds brutal, and I'm sorry about that, but that doesn't sound like hope to me. That sounds like irrational optimism or despair, but it doesn't sound like hope. Hope is tied to our perspective and our perception of our ability to set and reach goals, to move toward them. Hope is tied to goals and our ability to reach them. Every hope-related function is about achieving a goal. I don't care if it's what you hope to eat for dinner tonight or if you have a hope to retire. It's tied to a goal and your perception of your ability to reach it. Now, let me take that first one. When the boss says, hang in there, it will get better, but it doesn't ever. That's dangerous hope. Well, if that boss is trying to give him hope and the boss has no plan or no idea, he has no goals or no clear path, no way to reach that goal, then he's giving them irrational optimism, but he's not giving them hope. Or if that's how you're defining hope, I would agree. Hope is dangerous, but that's not what hope is, because hope isn't dangerous. Hope is the most non-dangerous thing you could ever have. What's dangerous is despair. What's dangerous is apathy. What's dangerous is irrational optimism. That's dangerous. Viktor Frankl, in his book, Man's Search for Meaning, tells the story of a man who tied all of his hopes on the war being over by Christmas Day of a certain year. And that allowed him to continue on. And when Christmas Day came and went and the war wasn't over, the man ended his life. That was irrational optimism. He had no reason to think that the war would be over, but he pinned all of his resolution and energy on that irrational, arbitrary thing. So when the boss says, just hang in there, it will get better, you would be within your rights to say, what makes you think it will get better? And this isn't Little Orphan Annie, the sun will come out tomorrow, or rose-colored glasses, or Pollyanna. Like, you need to be able to show me and demonstrate how things are going to get better tomorrow. Are you in charge of making them better? Then how are you going to do that? And if you can show me a goal and clear steps to reach that goal, that gives people hope. But irrational optimism masquerading as hope will eventually lead people to apathy, despair, desperation, discouragement. Hope doesn't do that. Hope doesn't do that. Then his second thing, when you look behind you and the landscape is strewn with the fallen bodies of your coworkers and you hope to join them, but you can't, you never do because you were taught to persevere. That is the language of low resilience. Now, I want you to hear me very, very carefully here, and you decide whether you agree with this or not, but I've seen this to be true, and I believe this. Doesn't make it true, but I think it is true. Resilience is an important part of maintaining high hope levels, but resilience is like your health meter in a video game. Resilience is limited. No matter how, you can increase your resilience capacity, but it's always limited, always. And if you keep taking direct hits, that resilience level will drop and drop and drop and drop. And then you'll go through anger, then you'll go through despair, and you will eventually arrive at apathy where you won't even care anymore. And you won't even care that you don't care. And then you'll be bitter and angry all over again because your resilience levels are down. But the hits keep coming, so your resilience level can't recover. And there's only two options and two outcomes that happen when your resilience level can't recover. One, you become a zombie and you're just going through the motions, dead on the inside, infecting everyone around you, and the hits keep coming. That's the best of the two scenarios. The second is you do something desperate and it's game over. And I think that's what this man is speaking of when he said you were taught to persevere. That's the escalation of commitment. The escalation escalation of commitment. What we're doing is not working, but we can't quit. We got to keep on doing it because we were taught that was virtuous. It's actually insane. And it leads to despair. It leads to hopelessness. That's not what hope is. You see, ladies and gentlemen, hope is not dangerous. Now, in the Shawshank Redemption, a man can hope that he'll escape or he'll be released, but that'll drive him insane because pinning all of your, quote, hope, your optimism, on an outcome that is beyond your capacity to control that is going to lead you to despair. That is dangerous. And if all of my hope is built on it being sunny tomorrow, that's dangerous because I can't control whether it's sunny tomorrow. What I can control is what I'm going to do tomorrow, whether it's sunny or not. I can set a goal that I'm in control of. Again, I know there's all kinds of things, and I'm not talking, we don't have a superpower. We can't do anything we want to do, but I can set a goal and I can move towards that goal. If the hope in my relationship is tied to another person's actions, independent of my own, well, that's dangerous because I can't control other people's actions, but I can control mine. And I can control my reactions. Now, if I were to advise this person, they didn't ask me for my advice, but if I were to advise this person, I would tell them, you should ask your boss, how long it's an exercise in rhetoric. Have you ever watched Gettysburg? Jeff Daniels plays Joshua Chamberlain in Gettysburg. And he's told there at Gettysburg, at the battle, he's like, hold out to the end. And he said, he's thinking to himself, he says, this is an exercise in rhetoric. The end of what? Hold out to the last man, the last bullet, the last breath. Like it's ambiguous. It's uncertain. It's just words. It's not clear. And so you should ask your boss, how long should I hold on for? Why are you so sure it will get better? And what steps are being taken to make things better? And if the answer is someday in the future and, well, things, will just get better. No, that's irrational optimism. That's nothing. That's not hope. People don't need irrational optimism. People need hope. And hope is tied to our perception of our ability to set and move towards goals. And to the level that we have seen our ability to do that in the past, our hope levels will rise. So I would say, ask your boss that. And if stop telling me to hang in there. If you can't show me why this will be better, I'm within my rights to go and do something else. And as far as perseverance goes, you can't keep taking hits and diminishing your resilience. You can't keep taking hits. You need to adapt and pivot and get out from in front of those direct blows to give your resilience a chance to rebound. But perseverance isn't hope. We can persevere in hope. Hope gives me the strength to persevere, but persevering for no good reason, with no expectation of anything changing, that leads again to despair. Despair is the opposite of hope. Despair comes from the Latin, down from hope, to fall from hope. Hope isn't dangerous. Real hope isn't dangerous. I want you to think about that, and I want you to know that it is possible to see hope levels rise in your life by recognizing your ability to take action toward achievable goals, even goals that stretch you. Even if you start with the most incremental steps. But hope is not dangerous. Hope is a good thing. When we lose hope, well, abandon all hope, ye who enter here. To abandon hope is to enter hell. No one who maintains hope enters hell. That's what I have for you in this video. I hope you're hearing my heart in this. I hope this message resonates with someone who needs it. Never give up hope, but make sure that it's hope, not Pollyannish, irrational optimism, and not some ambiguous rhetoric that says, hang on to the end, with no explanation of what that even looks like or why we should. Never give up hope. I hope that helps.